There was this movie that came out in March 2025, and I swear I didn't see anyone in the theater when I went to see it. Um, well, technically, since they had to pay me, no one did want to see it. But I did get a Lego set that featured the characters. Let's see if I can remember who they are. Um, let's see. No, don't recognize her. Oh, hold on. I have an idea. Let me just swap this out for that. And, oh, hold on. The hair is giving me trouble. Okay. There we go. Yes. Now I recognize her. It's Snow White. I didn't recognize her with her skin being as white as snow. And then we have this guy. I don't remember seeing him. Must not have been important. Yeah. Could be that all his scenes were cut. So let's just get rid of him. Oh, and of course, these characters. Yes. The CGI servants. All right, let's see if I can remember correctly. I will try and zoom in. Yeah. So you, if I remember correctly, wash the dishes. Who's next? It was. Oh yeah. No. You tidied up the room. I believe you're the one that cleaned the cobwebs. And, yeah, you used the broom. Yeah, you all served Snow White. Oh, and of course we can't forget the hero of the movie. Here, move you aside. Yes. The, come on. The hero of the movie. Okay, this is the point of the video. You'll notice I have the Lego dwarves being shown, where I'm going to take a short break from the humor and vent a little. Peter Dinklage. I do not condone his actions. However, he is not solely responsible for the CGI abominations of the movie. So what he said had nothing to do with removing people with dwarvism, or it was nothing against the little people community in general, actually. You know how the feminist movement, and so the movies became down with the patriarchy, and they've been showing less and less white people to promote people of color. You know, the whole wokeism. And they even focus on pride if they can, but that's just a bonus. When I say pride, it's because it went from one group to two groups to three groups to five groups, and then LGBTQ, LGBTQ plus, LGBTQIA, LGBTQIA plus, 2S LGBTQIA plus. So I'm just going to call all of those pride, since they all have something to do with pride. Anyway, going back to the dwarves, what Dinklage wanted was, he was upset that, and I don't think he's really seen Snow White either, he thought the dwarves lived in caves. He saw how the dwarves were in the caves, and the Disney ride, the Snow White dwarf cave ride thing, the mines. Anyway, he thought that the dwarves lived in caves. He was upset that Disney's doing so much focused on non-white and non-male, and that Disney was not empowering his kind. And yes, I used air quotes, which you did not see, but he decided people with dwarvism, the little people community, they needed to be the stars of their own movies. Obviously, he hasn't seen Willow, nor has he seen like Time Bandits or whatnot. So yeah, his comment was not about not using actors with dwarvism. It was the way he thought they were portrayed. He wanted them in the spotlight. He wanted the seven dwarves to be the dominant stars of the show, the movie, that is. Disney used his whatever it was and turned it into something where, oh, he doesn't want dwarves in the movies. Okay, we will use that and not hire people with dwarvism. Instead, they will be 7 magical creatures. At least one of them was in the little people community. Nope. That got so much backlash that they had to change it to 7 regular-sized people that they shrunk to dwarves, which failed immediately. And so this 7 CGI dwarves came to be. And Disney claimed, and everyone on media and social media, without actually paying attention to what Dinklage said, decided that he is the reason, the sole reason, that the dwarves are CGI'd. Now, back to the humor of this video. And I happen to have with me a man who claims that he's the reason that he made Snow White great again. So explain to me about this movie that you've created.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
Okay. But you must have loved the story in some aspect, right?
I think I watched it once, and then never picked it up again.
Well, then...
Doesn't sound like something kids would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again.
Then explain to me, what are your thoughts? All right, how about the character of Snow White? What do you think?
If I was cast as Snow White, and I had to wear that iconic dress, I would deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to say before we end this interview?
And free Palestine, build Israel great again. After all, Palestine doesn't really
I'm sorry,
exist.
but I'm going to have to cut your mic. Yeah. So that was my interview with someone who claims that he had everything to do with making Snow White great again.